Okay, we're rolling. Okay, we got a call just a minute ago. We got to go out and see about. Let's see. No, it's not a dog. We got to see about. All right. Well, let's see. We got an officer right here that's got to get out.
Hop your ass in.
Okay. Okay, we got a. Where are we going, Philip? Where are we going?
We're going to well, we're going to. Well, we're on the way to a bank robbery, and we're gonna rob it.
We'll have a good time. Yeah. Give us the look up, baby. We'll have the time. The girls don't seem to care tonight.
All right,
As long as the weed is right.
let Philip narrate this thing. Looks like you're going about 1,000 miles an hour through this viewfinder here. Okay, he's in hot pursuit now. He just made the corner. Okay. Yeah, we're running about, looks like about 85 in this viewfinder right here.
We're going to the left over here, bud.
To the left?
Over to the left.
Look. Okay.
I wonder what's Rick's driving now. He's got his car all backed up in there and shit. I'll say hi, Rick. See what he's doing nowadays. I guess he hadn't got home from work or something. Oh well, that's Rick's house.
Okay, that's Rick's house. Let's move along. Okay.
That's the stop sign.
Let's
Oh,
see.
hey, get him. Yeah, flag waiting right there. Just put it to that.
Okay, that's enough.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, that's a flag. That's a flag waving.
Don't seem to care tonight. As long as the weed is
Hey,
right.
see if you can rate somebody on the radio. Okay, what's the handle that you've been using?
Huckleberry. We've been going with Huckleberry lately, yeah.
All right. So see if you can raise somebody on the radio.
Yeah, we went up to the store. We went to the store. We went to the store the other day, and I got some of this Werther's Original here. I remember my grandpa giving me some of this shit. So I give it. So what else to give to my brother but the shit, you know, that the grandpa gave to me.
All right.
So it's the good shit.
Get a picture of that school bus.
Now I'm looking through the viewfinder here. We ain't going but about 10 miles an hour. We already look like we're going about 100.
You've already said that about 5 times now, brother.
Yeah, we really running along now.
There's Tom's house.
Get a picture of that, bud.
The trailer. Get a picture of the trailer. Okay, that's Tom's house.
That's Tom's house.
Okay, we're moving on. We got to move. We got to go.
We got to go. Okay, watch out for that van. That van. Watch the van. You okay? You all right? You all right?
Yeah, that's nice, man. All right. If you want to
Here, put the white balance on auto, bud. There you go.
I don't know what the hell you did. No, I can see what you did.
What?
It's opened the aperture more. Maybe that's good.
Okay.
That might be good. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Mark did a good thing. I believe we're getting a better. Yeah, we getting a better picture.
Hell yeah.
See, when you're going down a road like that, bud, you're getting tunnel vision. You got tunnel vision.
Enter the number that you called. Thank you. The number is 3459795.
Hello, is that translation? That translates to 3-4.
Educated and knowledgeable staff. What can
Go, according to Bell Atlantic, take it to the bank. Jeff and Jeff.
Faggot.
6 to 10 on XL 102. So proud.
about 2 hours of film. Go! Action! Action! Alright, run! Alright, run right straight for the camera. No, you don't get much of a picture that way. Alright. Alright, Willie, can you do that? Can Willie do it?
Come on, Willie. Come on, Willie. Come here, Willie. Come here, boy. Come here, boy. Come here. Willie, get up. Hey, what? I want jump over. Hey, I won't jump over it. I won't jump over it.
Do it now. Do it now, Phil.
We're gonna move. Dude, I get a picture of this.
Do it. Do it.
Well, you go edit everything out, Joe.
How you gonna say this, Grandpa?
Oh shit. Okay, off to the grocery store.
Yeah, let's go see what happens.
Okay, what you're looking at here now is a box that was made from laminated pieces of 3/4 inch pine wood. And I'll zoom in and get a close up so you can see it a little better. The strips are, these particular strips are 3/4 by 3/4 of an inch. And okay, there's a box. Okay, so what you're looking at here now is a pine box made from little strips of wood. And the way the thing is built is you start out at the bottom with these little strips of wood, and you keep gluing them and nailing them together, just like building a log cabin. So you build it from the bottom up. So it's no end to how big this thing could be built. Or the other experiment was with a 3/4 inch by 1.5 inches. In other words, these right here were, instead of 3/4 of this, they were twice that. They were 1.5 inches. And I found that worked pretty good too. But this right here is a little more decorative. You get a whole lot more grain patterns and everything. It's a good way of doing it too. Let me see, I think I'll zoom in for a close-up here. Let's see. So you can see that a little closer. I'm as you can see now that it's made up of little individual pieces of wood going on now. And well, that's about all there is to that idea. You could make it out of scrap wood that doesn't cost anything, or you can get warped wood that has practically no value, and rip it up and into little strips and make stuff out of it, make boxes and furniture and stuff. Okay, I guess that's about it on the laminated box idea.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. What? All right, Philip. What are we talking about here now?
Hello, this is Philip Nichols from TV6, and we are here live with a people house on the back of a truck. Yeah. And if you can see behind me, it's a truck with a little house on it.
Hi.
For years now, we have been trying to. We've been working on the ideas of how to be the ultimate in sorriness.
All right, cut. I don't like. All right, Phil. What is that you're standing in back of there? What's that?
It seems to be a house of some kind. A mobile.
Hi, Mom. Click, 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 click.
Homemade camper and blah blah blah. It's an RV. It's changed to it.
Okay, what you're looking at here is a homemade camper on the back of a pickup truck. Let's see. Okay, we'll walk on around here and we'll get a shot coming on around like this, showing the air scoop and everything. It also doubles as a toolbox. See, there's the air scoop, and the part right in front there was made to be hinged so it could flip down and be a toolbox. Okay, now we'll proceed on around the back here, and it's made out of plywood, external plywood, exterior plywood. There's the roof made out of masonite, and maybe I got enough battery left here to get a view up inside here. Right now it's got a little junk in here, but that's the TV right there, and that's the speaker. This is a box, put stuff in, and that's just a mattress and these are the walls, and that's the trusses, the way the trusses are made inside that holds the roof up. Okay, and this is the door right here, and you see the other side is about the same. Yeah, it comes around like this, and you see that here's a close-up of the air scoop, and it's all housed on a Datsun pickup, small Datsun pickup. You can make this, you go on a big truck or a little truck. It's entirely up to you if you want it on a big one or a little one. Okay, that's about all there is to the homemade camper. Get a complete front view here of what it looks like. Now I got to get back further than this to get the complete view. That'll be the complete view. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the complete view. And then we'll And we'll zoom in for a close-up. Okay, now you're getting the front view there, I think. And just leave it on the screen there long enough so you can kind of see what we got here. Alright, I'm getting a shot of the truck. And this right here is what we call the Chiquita banana. And so we get the front shot. Then we get the side shot coming over there. Yeah. Yeah, getting the Chiquita banana here. Hey, you want to get in the picture with the Chiquita banana? Put that Chiquita symbol right on the hood. Big Chiquita symbol. Okay, there's Ram with his Chiquita banana. Dug that thing out of the junkyard and made it into a fine truck. All painted yellow and everything. Yeah, boy. You got anything to say about it? You want to document the yellow truck, Chris? Yeah. Okay, point to the yellow truck. No, point to your head. I can't see your head in here. Okay. Why you say that? It's alright. Hey, open the hood and I'll get a picture of the hood. We'll document that hood, that motor too. What is that, Chris? Is that a 427 or what would you say that is? But there it is. It's hot. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so you got the motor and everything. Okay. Alright, let me see the pencil.
Now let me get it on the focus
Go.
on the will this fall on? Yeah.
Okay, look, here's an idea that's fascinated me for a long time. Look here.
What's that?
Okay, what we're talking about here is making a house out of wood blocks using oak or pine, and this right here is a drawing on how I think it would work. It would well, hopefully it'll record the picture to where that you can see it on the screen. See? No, it's so blurry you can't see shit right now.
Why is it so blurry?
It's got a problem, but it's nothing to worry about because it still records. Okay, let's see. And this right here is how it would work around a door. It would have it would work just exactly like cinder blocks, except it would be wood blocks. And every time you put a wood block in place, that's the finished product. See, it would be totally finished, except for whatever kind of varnish or something you want to put on it. In other words, if it was oak, it would look kind of like an oak floor or something.
What good would that be?
It would have a tremendous insulating value. You wouldn't have to insulate it, and every time you put a block in place, it would be the finished product.
Wouldn't that take so damn long that you wouldn't be able to do anything?
No, it wouldn't take any. It wouldn't take as long as building a cinder block. Instead of cinder blocks, it would be wood blocks. Don't jar it. Don't jar it.
I'm trying to.
Oh my God.
Maybe let's see.
Don't get me. I don't want to be on it.
Okay, yeah, look right at the camera. Tell me what you're doing.
What we're doing today. Giving the dog a flea.
Dog now. Clean dog.
Good. Hey, hold, could you point to your head? I can't hardly see your head. Can you point to it? Yeah, that's it. Okay.
American girl.
The elusive Debbie. Okay, what's the plot to the picture here there? What's the plot?
I don't know what the plot is. I'm trying to figure that
How
out.
about all that money he owes? Is that the plot?
That's the plot I got.
You see Debbie over there hiding behind that truck.
Yeah, but you get one of Willie when he's clean. He just had a good bath. Eddie, that tree's really grown, hasn't it? Or time to...
Okay, what we have here, it says it's $1 million idea. Okay, so what it is we have a radiator cap that has a switch that when the water drops below a certain level, it would disconnect the switch. In other words, as long as the water, this is a float right here, as long as this float, it's got the water floated up to the top, it's got the, it's putting the power to the coil, which keeps the motor running. In other words, if you lose your water in the engine, the motor will cut off. It's a pressure switch to save your engine if it ever loses cooling water. And the same thing could be done for the oil pressure. And there was also one other idea, and that was to put a gauge, electronic gauge, to let you know what your oil level was, so you could read it on the dash, just like your gas gauge. That was the other part of the idea. Okay, here's a little idea I didn't want to forget. Okay, this is a jig on how to saw board straight with a skill saw. Okay, this right here would be like a thin piece of plywood. All right, then you put the straight edge. You put the straight edge right here, and then the saw guides against this right here, against this piece of plywood right here, straight edge, and the saw, the base of the saw runs on the other board, So wherever you make the cut with the saw blade, that would be where where you would put it on the wood that you want to cut. So it consists of a piece of plywood and then a straight edge nailed to that or fastened to it, and then this whole unit sets on the piece of wood that you want to cut. And whenever you make your cut right here with the skill saw, this represents a skill saw, and here's where the blade is going to be. Well, actually the blade will be up in here, and wherever you make that cut and it cuts off right there, that would be where you would place it on the wood that you wanted to cut it straight. Is that clear? Here, what we're talking about here is this color-coded tape. You see, here's a picture of what it would look like. Each eighth would be a different color. Let's see. Okay. Was just a straight line with a different color, and the other one was to make a each eighth would be like a V, like this, with a different color. I used to have a sample of that design, but I don't think I have it now. Okay, here was a right interesting idea. It says here, a machine like a ride at the fair. That would be a generator simply by putting it into a river where water is running. In other words, this right here would be like a truck, and this would be like a windmill. It would be running on an angle. So when the moving water hits these blades right here, it would turn this, and running through a shaft of gears, it would run a generator that would make electricity, and it'd be just like windmills. You could just put, there's no end to how many of these things you could put in a river, you know. Okay, what we have here now is, I call it a battery pack. And what it consists of is you take 10 12-volt batteries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You take 10 of them and you go positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, all the way around until you come out with a plus here, a minus here, and a plus here, and then you have 120 volts DC. You have 120 volts DC that will run anything that runs on 120 volts DC. And all these batteries, the amount of amps is just phenomenal. I mean, it's really a tremendous amount of power here. Each battery has anywhere from 300 to 1,000 amps, depending on how good the battery is and everything. You could really have a tremendous amount of power here. In some applications, it could be an alternative to a generator. I experimented with this for about 6 months about 2 or 3 years ago, and it actually works real good, except it's pretty heavy. In other words, if you just go with car batteries, the thing could weigh as much as 300 or 400 pounds. That's the only drawback to the idea. Oh yeah, and the batteries could either be charged by the car's 12-volt system. I had it rigged up to where it could go from a 12-volt mode to a 120-volt mode, and it could be charged with the car's electrical system, or it could be charged with a battery charger. Okay, what you have right here. Yeah, talking about this battery setup. It's kind of heavy, but it could be put on a trailer, and then the weight wouldn't make any difference. It could weigh as much as 1,000 pounds, and it wouldn't be no big deal. You would just park it outside your the place that has no electricity, and plug into it and go to work. That's all there be to it. That's a hexagon. With the pieces of wood getting smaller as it goes in. That was a pretty good design. Okay, this one right here, this is a I think they call this herringbone. Anyway, pieces go this way to that way, that way. This particular one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections. 5 sections. And another idea on this laminating was to laminate small pieces of wood into full sheets like plywood. And that's an idea you might want to consider. Okay. Number 18, this is what we're talking about here is a solar hot water heater that consists of nothing but a piece of black plastic pipe on a roof. When the sun is out, it'll make hot water. And this was a kind of way out idea, was to take like a 4-cylinder or a 6-cylinder engine and reduce it down to only having like 1 to 2 pistons to be a stationary engine where the weight wasn't an issue. To power things and make heat. Okay, what you're looking at here is a lawn furniture made from one solid piece of styrofoam, and it would be so light that you would have to stake it down, but it should be strong enough if it's made out of one solid piece. Oh yeah, and it would practically cost nothing because styrofoam is very cheap. You could even... Okay, what we're going to do here now is make a little quick rundown just to try to preserve these ideas and put them on tape instead of have to recopy them. Okay, number 9. Here we're talking about a blanket that would have little pipes in it, little hoses, and you would pipe hot or cool water through it, depending on what, to make it whatever temperature you wanted the water. Okay, the next one was let's see, some of this right here is a repeat. Okay, number 10, color-coded ruler or tape, making each eighth a different color. Number 11, tape that would read from right to left for people that are right-handed. In other words, you pull the tape out and read it the other way, and that will leave your right hand free to make a mark. Okay, styrofoam for lawn furniture. In other words, styrofoam would be waterproof, and seems like a real good material to make lawn furniture out of. Steel saw designed to be pulled instead of pushed. I never did try that idea out, but it sounds like it would work good for just like planes. The oriental version of a plane is pulled instead of pushed, and then, it just seemed like that idea would work good with a steel saw too. Okay, then you got another version of the hot and cold blanket. That would be the hot and cold bed mattress. And number 16 is two chimneys, one for hot water, one for hot air. In other words, have one heater to where you could divert the exhaust, the smoke and the heat that goes up the chimney will be diverted to be used for to capture more of the heat. Okay, what this right here says is could a house be built on piers instead of a foundation, like you do at the beach? Could it be built on, like 3 or 4 foot off the ground to save the price of a foundation? Could it be built on poles, on salt-treated poles instead of foundation? Okay, what we have right here is a car that would have a hydraulic setup to where that he could raise up and get was a hydraulic system that could, if you needed road clearance, it could jack up and get like this, or when you get on the road and you needed to be low to the ground and increase your stability, it could sit down closer to the road, or it could raise up. That's the idea of that. The hydraulic system that could raise it or lower it. And this would be one shape of the get it focused in now. Yeah, there it is. That would be one shape right there of an uncrashable car. In other words, the wheels would be here, and possibly one in the middle of here. Get it focused in. Yeah, okay, there you go. Okay, this would be one shape In other words, it'd be like trying to hit two axe blades together. In other words, one would go under, one would go over. This is uncrashable car design. This is one of the. There's another design that I had that was more like a turtle shell. But the same. The principle's the same. Okay, what you have right here is two different versions of a bed that would get you up. So you're laying down right here, laying right down right there. Then that's the up position. Or this one right here, and that's the up, and this is the up position right here. Okay, number 24 is a shoe molding cutter. It's similar to a paper cutter. It would have a handle on it and a real sharp blade that when the blade came down, it would be like a guillotine and would cut it with a slicing motion rather than a sawing motion. Okay, what you're looking at here now, it's sort of a portable elevator or lift. In other words, you can put it up the side of a house, and you could take shingles up, put them on top of the roof, or you could stand on this place right here, and this would take you up. What it boils down to is a threaded rod coming down here to a motor that's geared down, and when you turn this, hook the cord up and turn it on, this shaft right here will turn, moving this threaded rod will turn around and around and make this right here go up and down. The principle of a screw jack. And so what you have here is a portable elevator and a portable scaffold. It would be a self-raising scaffold. See. Okay, maybe I can get a shot of the motor. See, right in here, this is the motor, and this would be a bearing right here, and this shaft right here would turn. See, now these legs right here are angled in such a way that it would want to lean up against a house, and then once you ride it up, you could fasten the end right here to the house so it can go backwards. Okay, I want to try one more time here to get a little better picture of this thing here. Let's see. Okay, I think that's got the picture to make it. Alright, this is a little experiment here. This might work. Okay, what you're looking at here is a very poor photograph of a motorized bicycle that was experimented with for a few years.
Hey, Mom.
about.
Okay, what we're talking about here is, let me get, as soon as I get it in focus here, well, I'll tell you what I'm doing. Okay, there it is. Okay, now here is the side. What we're talking about here is a labeling sockets, where that you could pick them up very easily. Okay, now here is approximately, as you can see, it's approximately the same size as this drawing right here. Okay. Now, if you can, even with all this magnification here, if you can see the numbers on this right here, you're doing good. And see, that says, with all this magnification, I think I can just make out that that's 9mm or 6mm. Yeah, there you go. It's with all this magnification, you can see that that is 6mm. But now just look at the difference. If you had it white, a white background and black letters. So that's the idea, is to either make them color coded. You could make about 8 of them color coded, red, green, blue, and so on. And the rest could be lettered. And the reason letters would be better than numbers is because any way that this right here would be turned, that A would show up all the way around. A would be on it all the way around, being in 4 different places on the socket. So any way it lands, you'd be able to see exactly what it is. And numbers could be mistaken for, like that's a 6mm. It could be mistaken for a 9 if it was turned the other way. Let's see. Well, the Inventions, that would clue you into that it's upside down, but letters would be a lot better. Make it a letter like that right there, and it all the way around, and then you'd be able to see that what it is. All right, now the rest of the idea is this right here. You have these squares right here represents this right here. See that square place right there? Okay, now what I'm getting at here now is something that will never happen because it's too good of an idea. The whole spectrum of the automobile and all the bolts as we know it could break down into 3 or 4 different categories. Probably 4 or 5 different size wrenches could fit the complete spectrum of all the bolts just by having a square place made into the bolt like this socket right here. Oh yeah, one other thing I want to bring out is if you go to get into inches and millimeters, the millimeters could be, say, yellow with black letters, and the inches would be white black letters. And if they should happen to get mixed up, then if you got a yellow one in with the white one, well then you know that you got a millimeter mixed up with inches. So that would take care of that little problem. But this is okay. Metric would be yellow and black. Standard would be white and black. yellow and black, standard white and black. That would be the two color codes. Yellow and black, white and black. I want to clarify that little thing just a minute ago. Like this is the bolt right here with the hex head. The internal part would either be square with a internal square or a external square. So the square would either be projecting out or indented in, and the head of the bolt may have to be a little thicker to make up for that difference. I mean, in order to get the indented place and still keep the bolt strong enough. So the head may have to actually be a little bit thicker. Okay, here's the rest of the idea right here. There'd be some thin wrenches, probably made out of thin steel, that would be about as thick as a dime, maybe a little thinner than that. Sort of like a pack of feeling gauges that would have the size wrote on like, in other words, a corresponding letter, like either, yeah, that's right, like A or B, and you just put this width right here up to the bolt, and then you know it's a gauge. It's what it would be. I would call it a wrench gauge. They have me right there. It's a W wrench G-U-A-G-E. Okay, that's what it is. It would be a wrench gauge that would let you know in advance the wrench you need. So if it was a socket, if it was say this was a ½ inch, say that was a ½ inch and this was a 1/4 of an inch. See, like that was a 1/4 of an inch, this was a ½ inch. Then you just match it up to the bolt, and then you know what you need. You know if you need A or B. And that's the idea. And that is the idea. See? Wrench gauge. That's the idea. Here now is this is a solar collector, and the idea here is nothing more than this is like a box with a glass or plastic top, and the idea is the sun shines in and heats this box up, and then you blow air in here and it comes out here, and this thing could be made, it could be made real big, and that's what it would take in order to get the amount of heat and the amount of cubic feet of air to heat a house. Okay, let's say it's cold winter outside, and you had this solar collector. That's what it is. This is a see, it's a solar collector. That's what it is. And and it would heat air, and then you just merely turn a fan on, and you would blow the air from here into your house. Solar collector. Oh yeah, and the inside would be painted black to absorb the sun. As the sun comes in, see, here's the sun. See, there's the sun, and it sun shines in, heats it up. Solar collector. It could be made to the amount of, well, no, not the amount of cubic feet of the whole house. That would that'd be a right big one. I'd say about probably 40 by 40 and 8-10 inches high should make a pretty good sized solar collector. This solar collector thing again, it could double as like a greenhouse or a plant bed. In other words, you could plant, you could have soil in here and plant plant little plants, and I think they call it a plant bed. Yeah, plant bed. And it could, and the plant's giving off oxygen. It should, it probably would oxygen enrich the air somewhat to blow the air through where these little plants are. Okay, what we're talking about here now is a refrigerator that would be below ground, and when the outside temperature drops below 32 degrees, like in the wintertime, a door would open right here and allow the cold air to be circulated. A small fan would bring the air into the refrigerator or freezer. It could be on any size scale, small or large. And the door would open at temperatures below 32 degrees. And down here in the ground, it would be around 50 degrees. So it would only have to bring it down 32, about 20 degrees. But in other words, without any aid of electricity whatsoever, it would be already at 50 degrees. So with you being able to use the surface temperature in the wintertime, you would be able to refrigerate food for a fraction of the cost of using electricity all the time to keep the food frozen. And that's about that. That's about the extent of that idea. Okay, so what we're talking about here is to stay healthy. It costs about $10 a day for one person to eat, which is about $3,650 a year. Okay, so what the idea here is to raise food. First of all, you would need land to raise this food. And depending on how many people you would be raising the food for would determine how much land you would need, how much stuff you would need to plant, which is all pretty common sense. Okay, so now you raise the food, and you have to be able to preserve it some way. And this right here would be one way that you could preserve the food. Would probably be the cheapest way, would be by freezing it. Okay, just like I know of at least 20 people in the immediate family, aunts, uncles, grandchildren, etc. So 20 people would be around 70. Would be around $70,000 a year. So as you can see, it costs a lot. Food is expensive. It costs a lot to eat food. So the idea here is very simple. You get the land, you raise your food, you raise the food, various kinds, and then you store it for a year-round operation. And the cost of raising the food would probably be very minimal compared to the cost of buying food from the supermarket. That right there that's one of my better ideas. I think I really like that one. It's pretty good.